Paradym now supports X.509 certificates, ISO mDOC verification, and trusted entities, which allow you to control which issuers can issue a specific credential. So I've created a new project for TurboKeys, which is a car rental agency who wants to verify a mobile driver's license and a PID, the person identification data, before renting out a car. So let's start by creating a presentation template. I'll fill in some standard details. Let's start by adding the driver's license. I'll select mDOC. And now we can define the attributes we want to request. For the mobile driver's license, we want to request 4 attributes: the given name, family name, portrait, and the driving privileges. Okay, so let's now add the STJOT credential, the PID. So we'll go to the website from the Bundesdruckerei prototype issuer. And here we can select the STJOT VC type. I'll copy this. And then we can add this to our presentation template. And this time I'll select STJOT VC. We can combine both mDOC and STJOT credentials into the template. From this credential, we want to request the family name and the given name. Okay, now that we have configured our 2 credentials, the next thing we can do is add trusted issuers, which limit who can issue a specific credential, and we don't just accept anyone to issue a credential. Let's start with the mobile driver's license. We can add Animo here. We have a playground issuer that can issue a mobile driver's license in mDOC format. To do that, we create a trusted entity, and we can choose to add decentralized identifiers or X.509 certificates. Our playground issuer at the bottom lists our root certificate we use for signing of credentials. I'll copy that, and I'll go to the trusted entity page. I add it, and I create a trusted entity. Now that we're already busy, I can add another one for the Bundesdruckerei, which is the German government agency that has built a prototype PID issuer. So we go back to the prototype PID issuer page, and then we can also copy the root certificate used for issuance of the PID credential. I'll go back to the trusted entity, add the certificate, and I'll create a trusted entity. Great, now we have 2 trusted entities, and we can go back to our presentation template. Let's link Animo to the driver's license and Bundesdruckerei to the PID credential. We'll create the credential, and then we're done. Once it's done, you can start using it, and the easiest way to do is go to the template page and just click Use in Reference, which will go to the specific request and also pre-fill all the required elements. So we can just do test request, and we send it to the API, and it will execute our presentation template. I'll copy the URL, and then we're ready to scan it. On the right side, I have the prototype PID issuer, which is our prototype wallet we created. So this already contains 2 credentials. We have the driver's license issued by our playground, and we have the Personalausweis, which is the PID issued by the PDR prototype issuer. They're both issued to Erika Mustermann. So let's scan it with our wallet. And then we can see the request. We're interacting with TurboKeys. We haven't interacted with them before. And we can see the purpose of the request, and we can see which fields are requested, such as the portrait, the name, and also the driving privileges of Erika Mustermann. It looks good. I'll share. And we'll send the data to Paradym's backend. Once that is done, we can go back to the Paradym dashboard. And if we look here on the presentation template page, we now see we have 1 verification that was verified and it was successful. It's great to see. We can use that ID, which I just copied, in the API reference, and we can use it to retrieve the OpenID for VC verification session. I'll provide the OpenID for VC verification session ID, and then we can see. We see the status is verified, and we have an array with 2 credentials in it. One is the mDOC credential with the attributes we requested, and the image as a data image URL. And then we have the SD.VC, also with the given name and family name. So that's all it takes to verify a credential in mDOC and SD.JOT format, specify the trusted X.509 certificates, and send that as a presentation template to a wallet.